What is up, guys? Python here, back with another video. And today we are going to be previewing the Rangers game versus the Winnipeg Jets tonight. And at the time I'm recording this, it's just weird because the game against the Wild just ended. But I do these previews the same night of, so leave me alone. But we are going to talk about this game, what the keys are to the game, what the Rangers need to improve on from last night's game, and also just go over some certain things that will happen in tonight's game. Before we jump into it, though, leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload. So Rangers head on over to Winnipeg to play the Jets. This is going to be a tough matchup considering it's the Rangers' first back-to-back of the season, and the game against the Wild that they just played, not too bad of a game overall. They got better as the game went on. They need to clean things up a bit defensively. That is one thing that I could say is definitely important going into this game, is they're going to need to clean things up, especially because of the fact that, let's just add to this here while we're on the subject, in goal, you are not going to have Igor Shesterkin more likely than not. It is most likely going to be Yaroslav Halak in goal. If I had to take a guess there, it's your first back-to-back of the year. It's not urgent to win. You might as well throw Halak in there. So defensively, you are going to have to be better because no offense to Halak, he is not Igor Shesterkin, but Halak is still obviously a great backup option to have there. So you're going to get some solid production, but you need to step up defensively. I would like to see Jones be a bit better because I thought there were times where Jones and Schneider in particular, I should say, kind of looked more human. And I don't know if it's because of the matchups against them or what, but they need to improve. Another thing that's going to be interesting to see if they could keep up the offense that they just did against the Minnesota Wild. Obviously, scoring 7 goals is a tall task to do again, but what is it going to be against a goalie like Connor Hellebuyck? A goalie like him is hard to score against. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Rangers could go out there and produce the way that they just did. Winnipeg's defense, not necessarily the strongest. So you're going to have to make sure, though, you're putting good shots on goal, and it's going to help you that their defense isn't that good. So overall, if I had to pick players also that I want to improve from this last game into tonight, I'd like to see a bit more from the fourth line. Ryan Carpenter, I thought, had a bit of a rough game. Sammy Blais might be an option for tonight, so he's another one that might play on the fourth line where it's going to be interesting to see what he might do if he does get put into that fourth line spot. Ryan Reeves, I thought, had a great game. Not much he could do to improve. But guys like Dryden Hunt as well, you want to see a bit more from those guys tonight, in my opinion. Face-off wise, would like to see that also improve a bit. They were 50-50 last night, but Vinny Trocheck went 36%. Would like to see them slightly improve there in the face-off dot as well tonight, because you're going up against some good centers in Mark Scheifele, Pierre Dubois, Adam Lowry as well. You have some good centers over in Winnipeg that you're going up against. It is going to be a tough competition when it comes to the forward group. And overall, in terms of guys they need to really shut down, obviously Mark Scheifele is a guy that you want to shut down, but there's no one really that stands out. Maybe Kyle Connor that you really, really need to step up your game against that guy. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Rangers could get the matchups in their favor tonight. And also, I don't think Winnipeg has played yet, so they're going to have some energy. This, I would believe, is their first home game also as well. So they're going to be out there hungry, but they shut the Wild crowd down very early. Do it again at Winnipeg here tonight, and that is going to lead you to some success. Getting off to an early start definitely is important, especially on the road. But let's check quickly if Winnipeg has played yet, but I don't believe they've played, at least at home, if I had to guess so far, which, yes, they did. No, they didn't actually play. They have not played a game yet. So you are going up against a very rested team, and you are playing on a back-to-back. Going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and especially because you're traveling too. And again, I say this all the time because I know people are going to be like, they're professional athletes, you deal with it, but they're going against other professional athletes. You have to acknowledge that, and you have to realize that it's going to be pretty difficult for the Rangers to step in that building. And Connor Hellebuyck going to be fresh. That team going to be fresh. Also a newly coached team. Are they going to be rusty to their system on the Winnipeg side of things? Are they going to be rusty to the system? Or are they going to come out flying like that? They had a nice last preseason game against the Calgary Flames with a 5-3 win. So it just shows that their offense can be strong. But defensively, are they going to be really that strong? remains to be seen. And again, Halak kind of concerns me a bit. It kind of concerns me, especially against an offensive team like that. So that is something that the Rangers are going to have to be careful of. Again, tightening up defensively. I can't stress enough how important that's going to be. But there is definitely a lot that I'm excited about because, I mean, this team is 2-0 now. How could you not be excited? Another thing the Rangers really need to do in this game as well is they need to stay out of the box because the past few games, it has been unacceptable the amount of penalties that they've taken, and they need to adapt to the way the officiating is called. If the officials are calling a soft game, then you need to just lay off and not play that hard nose of a game, which is tough because it's the Rangers brand, right? Ryan Reeves, Jacob Trouba, guys like that, just, you know, they're really pushing that to be the brand of this team. But you need to be more cautious and be more aware if the refs are going to call soft things tonight here in Winnipeg, because it's not going to help you if you're shorthanded again. Look at all the times that they have allowed goals. They have allowed, what now, 3 or 2 shorthanded goals. You can't do that. You can't be going in the box that much. And the penalty kill hasn't even been bad. It's just the fact that they've taken so many penalties, though, that eventually, you know, they're going to score there. Eventually, you're going to hit on something. That's just the way that it works. I was trying to think of a analogy there, but for whatever reason, nothing came to my head right away. But you get my point. The amount of times that if you're throwing something at a wall, something's going to stick. You're going to keep throwing this same thing at the wall. Eventually, it's going to stick. Something like that. I can't think of a better analogy, but that is my point. The Rangers are going to have to stay out of the box because the more and more power plays they allow Winnipeg to get, the more and more chances they're going to allow, and the more and more likely it's going to be that Winnipeg scores. So that's something that's going to be crucial. And again, Halak on the penalty kill, quite frankly, has some scary numbers, because the whole thing that I was excited about as a Ranger fan when I looked at Jarl Halak is I think he had 918 save percentage or something like that at even strength. You need to keep this game at even strength, especially with Halak in net. It is that simple. And, well, I should say it's simple because they haven't been doing it, quite frankly, the past few games. So, going to be interesting to see if they could do that. And a guy like Sammy Blais going into the lineup, I'm a little worried with him being back in, him causing more penalties, to be honest, because he's kind of one of those guys where he's a very hard-nosed player as well, and he can sometimes take things over the line, and I'm kind of worried there. But overall, you're 2-0. How could you not feel excited? How can you not be, you know, dying here for 8 o'clock tonight? So I'm very excited. And for me, again, I'm recording this the same night as the game against the Wild. So I'm still pumped for this game just as much as you guys probably are. But yeah, there's so much that to look forward to. There's so much that I am excited for this game. Let me know, though, in the comment section what you think the Rangers need to do better this game. Let me know if there's anything that I missed. Who do you think is a key player in this game? Who do you want to step up that hasn't really shown up the past few games? Let me know all of that in the comment section. Remember, again, to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy this one. Going to be doing the previews as much as possible, like I mentioned, because I feel like this is kind of important to do, and you guys seem to like them, and the more you continue to support, the more I will want to keep putting them out. So I do appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much for watching, though, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.